right. Um, do you want to do a recap, Max?
Oh, sure.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. So, last time we were just entering the Shadowdark with Linnea to perform the ritual to um, exorcise the Death Baron. I don't know if that's the right way to phrase that.
It's a good
From
way to put
Grolk.
it.
So we go down. We kind of strategize about where we're gonna put Linnea, where we're gonna have our fire. What everyone's gonna do. Eventually, Linnea starts, and as soon as she starts the ritual, we hear like these crazy voices in the cave. And I think Mizek understood it. It was like some kind of demonic language that only he understood. Um. Anyway, so we start like hearing stuff. Nobody's seeing anything yet. We're kind of swinging around wildly, not hitting anything. Eventually, Freak Beast takes a bite out of his arm to try to amp himself up. Eventually, the Death Baron grabs. Oh man, these are terrible notes.
mean,
I think that
just die.
so if I'm getting stuff in the wrong order, it's because now I'm doing this from memory because I just stopped taking notes apparently.
You just threw your journal down in frustration.
At some point, the Death Baron like picks up my Zac, and I try to throw my oil. Oh wait, I like start hallucinating, and I'm seeing zombies. So I run forward and slashing, and I hit Freak Beast. Shortly after, Freak Beast pieces out and decides that it's not worth it to save Grolk, even though Grolk was totally savable.
Damn, in hindsight.
So eventually, I like try throwing the oil to do our plan where we're lighting it on fire, and I totally miss. Freak Beast throws his blood to try to cover it, totally misses. So we're just like totally in the blind on what's going on here. Eventually, somehow Mizak gets dropped. I forget how, and the thing goes after Linnea and ends up like one-shotting her by like splitting her head open. So at this point, like now that the ritual is kind of shot and we're all kind of getting low, Mizak turns to Grolk. Mizak realizes that kind of damaging Grolk all damages the Death Baron, and Mizak ends up kind of saying that his title traitor is accurate after all, and stabs Grolk, killing him. He's eventually able to take out the Death Baron. But I think Heralia went down as well.
A lot of people.
So Mizak chose to go after Heralia instead of Grolk. Freak Beast was maybe up on the surface hearing shouts and screaming, but decided not to investigate further. So now it's kind of just Mizak and Heralia down here. Oh, Mizak did the classic Madeira death ritual on Grolk and dismembered me and
Linnea.
Linnea and
Yeah.
burnt our bodies.
How you fit that all into one fire is beyond me, but you did it regardless.
It was a long night.
So we'll do kind of a quick opening here as Mizek and Heralia are kind of finishing up their camp. Nothing approached them, bothered them. You both have finished your rations, and as you're packing your things, you begin hearing footsteps from the direction of the switchbacks from where you came from. Just crunching boots under stone.
Be wary. It appears someone is coming.
Aurelia nods and draws her sword. And
I draw mine as well.
from around that corner from where it comes from, a flickering light, as if a torch or some sort of candlelight is coming from there.
Is it approaching us, or is it just sort of standing in the entrance?
Still moving. You still hear footsteps. It's gone from crunching to kind of moist footsteps like you guys would hear inside the cave.
How sorry, do we just see the light shining from around a corner, or do we directly see a torch being carried?
Just light shining around the corner.
Okay. Is there anywhere I can't see very well here? Is there anywhere to hide, or just stand behind like a, so we're not immediately.
With that in mind, you look around and realize the fire is pretty much dead. Like the last few coals are burning out, and you guys are about to be in complete darkness as well.
But this person is coming towards us.
Okay. Like this, whatever is causing that noise.
I will just hide or sort of go behind one of these kind of rocks, so I'm not immediately visible, and motion for Heralia to come with me.
Okay. So she kind of follows you by just having her hand placed on your shoulder, and before you know it, you guys are in complete darkness. However, after about 20 seconds, the room begins to light back up, and you can sense that whoever was carrying this torch is nearby.
Can this person see us?
You're kind of hiding around the corner, so you can't see them.
Okay, so not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Max, what would you like to do? Sorry, I'm getting you right in there.
All right. I kind of pause now that I'm in the Shadowdark proper, and kind of hold up my torch, and I'm not sure if I've been in this cave system before, so I kind of hold it up and I'm just surveying and see if I notice anything like creatures moving or.
This is new to you. Go ahead and do a wisdom check.
Okay.
Call that the character christening there.
Wisdom check. 20. I need to grab my actual dice. I'm doing virtual dice right now. 12.
12? Okay. Immediately, like, you haven't been in this specific cave system before, but what's immediately noticeable is just these splatters of blood all over this cavernous room. But what sticks out to you even more is the campfire that's just on its last few coals and is kind of smoking out around this area.
Okay. I'm going to I take a deep breath, knowing that I'm kind of plunging back into the Shadowdark, and I'm gonna whip up a quick elixir.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me how this class works.
Okay, so when I'm doing elixirs, I can craft elixirs by making an intelligence check, and depending on how I want to deliver the elixir, they have like, I can either put it in my mask, my Plague Doctor mask, or like, it has to be eaten, or it has to like scratch your skin or just touch you, or maybe you breathe it. So depending on how I want to deliver it, which they're more or less effective depending on the delivery method, I have a modifier.
Okay, so I will trust you with handling that stuff. So just describe what you're doing here and make the appropriate roll.
Okay, I kind of have like satchels around my waist and kind of up my chest and stuff like that, and I'm pulling like different ingredients out, and I'm very practiced at this, and kind of like quickly putting them in my sensor flail, and then trying to light it up. Make an intelligence check. I'm trying to craft a pheromone, which calms creatures. Okay. And I want it to be inhaled. So.
Yeah, I should open up.
Let me make my intelligence check.
Okay.
1d20. I have a +2 to intelligence and a -3 for the inhalation. So I fail my check, which means I can't make it for the rest of the day. Okay. So I'm sitting here trying to like craft my elixir in my sensor flail, but it doesn't seem to be lighting properly.
And Myzik, you start to smell this weird, kind of like if perfume got mixed with a skunk. It's kind of burning your nostrils. You're not quite sure what the source of it is, but it doesn't smell great.
Myzik is thinking it's some kids who've come here to smoke weed, but they don't know how how to do it. So,
Isaac, what would you like to do?
so I can hear at this point. Know
You've heard
someone's around.
you've heard activity, a leather bag opening, tinkering, stuff like
Okay.
that. But,
I'm still gonna stay put,
okay.
because I know as soon as I move, I'll be visible in the light. So I'm gonna wait for this person to come forward.
Okay.
I still can't see them, correct?
Yeah, if you're just kind of
Okay.
hiding behind, Haralia
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
whispers to you, "Should we kill them?"
Not yet.
She has her blade drawn.
My sword is drawn too, but
Okay.
I want to. It will surely investigate the fire.
Then we strike.
Wait for my signal.
All right, Max, back to you.
Okay. Am I close enough to directly inspect the blood to see how old it is? Or would I have to approach?
it's kind of within. The blood's kind of splattered everywhere, all around this area.
Okay.
And the fire is within 30 feet of you.
I guess I'm gonna approach the nearest bloody area and try to inspect to see how long ago this scene was created.
Okay. Do intelligence here.
Ah, 4. My nerves are getting to me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's still kind of different parts are wet. A lot of it's dried, but it's hard to tell what kind of blood this is, where the source is, and all the bodies that were in this brawl are gone.
Mm-hmm.
You see some scattered candles and remnants of different pieces of plant, but nothing you can quite put together of what was actually going on here.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of stand up and do a 360 and turn and see if I'm seeing anything else.
Nothing
Like
seems to be around.
Like the body of the Death Baron isn't around or anything.
That dissolved away.
Okay. I'm gonna keep making my way into the cave then.
Okay. So after a few footsteps, Isaac, you see. Actually, describe what you look like, Max.
You kind of just see like black robes. There's like some leather satchels kind of going over my chest and around my waist. And poking out of the hood, you see like this huge beak for like the beak of a plague doctor mask. But beyond that, you don't see much beyond my robes. You just see maybe like some gloves. So it's hiding kind of my race and my gender and stuff. So, or my
Everything
sex.
is. Are you wearing all black? Like
My robes are black,
and
yeah.
Mask as well.
Yeah, I guess you would also see a maybe kind of symbol of Saint Taragnus on the back. Although I'm not sure if you guys would be able to identify that. I'm not even sure what a symbol of Saint Taragnus looks like. I'm not sure if that has been
I don't think that's been established. So
established.
whatever you want it to look like.
I'll have to think about that. But there's a symbol of Saint Taragnus on my robe.
Okay.
And what's your build and stature like?
I'm probably about 5.5 feet tall, kind of skinny,
Okay.
small.
Upon
not a
seeing
very-
this,
build.
I feel the sort of smallish stature, the plague doctor attire, and most importantly, the symbol of Saint Taragnus. I'm less wary at this point. I'm fairly confident it's just a traveler, not someone after us specifically. So I kind of motion to Haralia to stand down.
She lowers her blade. Still wary.
I will lower my blade, but I'm just going to tap it on the ground. Not too loud, but just enough to get their attention and show that I'm standing there.
Okay, Max, you hear tapping to your left.
I just rolled. I hear that tapping and I kind of panic and turn and stumble down. So I kind of like fall over. I'm holding my torch in one hand and I have my like a sensor flail in the other. So it's kind of spiky, but it has holes in it where like smoke might come out from something I have lit up in it. Who's there? Who's there? Kind of holding my torch up. Do I see Myzak now?
Yeah, they're pretty obvious. They're within about 15 feet of you, both of them.
I kind of pause and wait for a second to see like if they're coming at me or anything.
You do well to hold your torch. You will need it down here.
I kind of, upon realizing that they're not rushing me or anything, I kind of stand myself up and dust myself off as best I can. Yes, well, I must admit it's my first time here.
Who are you?
My name is Millicent Cupnut. And who might I be speaking to?
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just thought that this might have been a quicker route to wherever I was going.
I kind of chortle a little bit. Perhaps it is quicker. You have never been here before.
I haven't. I was headed to Emrost. Usually I take the road, but there's the bridge it seems to have been collapsed.
Aurelius starts circling around you. And what would somebody like you have business in Emrost for?
Oh, I'm well, is it not obvious what I am?
Your profession is noted, as is your alignment to Saint Taragnus.
Well, Plague Doctor is the unfortunate name that many of the common folk give to us, but I'm headed to Emrost to see if I can provide my healing services to anybody.
You are not the only one cursed with an unlikable name. I sort of show off my armor gauntlets that have, like, on the up here they have the symbol of Saint Idris.
Is Saint Idris chaotic, or?
I don't think so. I think Saint Idris is just dark.
It's dark. It's kind of being consumed by darkness to fight it. Kind of that idea. They're not edgy. Like super lofty. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. 2007 MySpace kind of vibes.
Are you do you make residence down here, or are you just traveling through as well?
We are also travelers.
If we're headed to the same spot, then maybe it is worth it to join forces through these caves. I'm not sure it would be safe to travel alone, or in small numbers.
What talents do you offer?
Oh my god, sorry, my dog is pulling my cords and almost pulling stuff off my desk. Okay, sorry. Oh, well, I am a very proficient healer. And I'm also proficient with this flail if needs be, and I kind of hold up the sensor flail.
Aurelia looks over at you, Myzak. It kind of gives, like, could be helpful kind of look.
You seem useful. We will make our way through together.
Excellent. I must say that I'm surprised to have found friends down in these parts. It was the last thing I was expecting.
You did not find friends.
Oh, my apologies.
It is certainly an unlikely spot for allies. I've heard footsteps coming from the other direction. Prepare yourself.
From the other direction?
We heard the voice earlier, several hours ago.
Sorry, question to the DM. Since I came from outside, would I have passed Freak Beast?
Freak Beast. You maybe could have. You probably saw him like in the distance riding off, but didn't like make acquaintances with him or anything like that.
Okay.
We both just gave the sup head nod to each other.
He had his headphones in. He could.
I kind of look Haralia and Mizek over. Do either of them seem injured at all? Like, did they like long rest?
We long rested. So like they
Okay.
they look good. They are covered in a lot of different kinds of blood and stuff, but their
Hmm.
their stature indicates no injury. We should
Alright,
get
well.
moving.
Indeed.
Isaac, where was this tomb?
DM, are you going to help me, or is my lack of remembering also Mizek's lack of remembering?
I will give do an intelligence check. Actually,
All right. That's a natural 1.
yeah, God, it's the Shadowdark is a labyrinth. Now that you step foot in it, everything looks the same to you.
The Shadowdark is a labyrinth. Now that I step foot in it, everything looks the same to me.
Well said.
I'm gonna start confidently leading. It's like Gandalf in Moria. No memory of this place. I'm just gonna start confidently leading forward.
Okay, so
Or wait.
so the switchbacks were from here, and you fought the demon about right here.
Yeah.
Here's where the campfire was.
So I remember the water. I want to maybe head towards the upper, like where we found that like halfling and the guy without a tongue, and like a lot of stuff happened. I guess Mizek wasn't there for that, but that's also where Mizek like performed the Madeira ritual on
The
what's her
cliff.
name? Yidney. Yeah. So that's where I would like to go. I think.
Because you rolled
Based
a natural
on-
1, I'm gonna have you try to navigate this.
Right. I'm gonna keep going in the direction from the switchbacks. So I guess north.
North. Okay. Horelli is gonna stick with you, and just as a reminder, you are the only one with a torch, Millicent.
I follow behind him. I'm rushing to keep up.
Okay.
And now that I'm feeling a little more comfortable, I'm not like keeping my voice down or anything. I'm like, so, you've been here before.
Please keep your voice low.
You can
Oh,
hear her voice kind of echoing throughout.
You've been here. You've been here many times, have you?
Not many, but enough.
Enough to know your way around. That's relieving.
Not enough to know my way around. Enough to know that we are in danger.
Ah,
In response to that echoed voice from the east, coming down, it's hard to tell how far this comes from, but you can hear the, I hear you.
a friend of yours, perhaps.
Aurelia holds the blade up to your throat. Millicent, one more word. Blake Doctor.
Understood. Oh, sorry.
Oh boy.
It was me clashing with Indigo's character once again.
As you guys round the corner, you come to a kind of a room of a bunch of crumpled and burnt. Whoa, sorry, this is very laggy. Crumpled and burnt wood. And
Almost like someone burned it down. to
Almost
stop
like
people
it,
from climbing
yeah.
up it.
but tied up from about 15 foot climb, there is a rope hanging down and tied around it. Additionally, to your left, is from where you're standing, it just kind of looks like a pile of gear. You see kind of a longbow laying there, a backpack, a couple rations laid out, a staff strewn across it. It's about right here.
Can I inspect it to see if it looks like it's been sitting here for a long time? Does it look like it's abandoned by someone who met their demise, or like maybe someone's coming back to it?
So you go up and inspect it.
Yeah.
Do. These are always wisdom or intelligence. For this, let's do wisdom.
Sorry, I need to step away for just a second.
19.
Sorry.
Okay, so you lean down to inspect the pile of gear, and you realize right beneath is this strange, gelatinous, molassesy puddle right under it. And as you kind of reach out and kind of scooting things around, it begins to wiggle, kind of like shaking the table with some Jello on it.
I'm gonna step back. Wait, like it starts to wiggle, like because I poked it, or it starts to wiggle on its own?
It's you kind of disturbed it a little bit, but it's the
Oh.
reaction is more than just physics at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna step back and draw my sword.
Okay, as you step back, you kind of hear this, and it grows to the size of a figure. And Nikki, can you describe that figure for me?
You see kind of like a robed, hooded figure, but there's like some slime that's kind of like permeating through the clothing.
Is the clothing made of slime, or is it separate clothing?
It's
No,
Like
it's
normal.
separate clothing.
yeah.
Okay.
It's just kind of like he kind of breathes a little bit. Like the slime just has like this breathing sensation to it, so that it kind of like comes through like the cloak and in and out a little bit.
How tall are you?
Maybe like 5 feet, not like too tall. He
We're a bunch of
has,
shorties.
he has like a longbow on his back, and then like a staff, and it has like this kind of haphazard lantern attached to it that kind of shakes and jangles as he grows and gets up. And then there's like this very makeshift crown out of driftwood.
Makeshift what?
Crown.
Oh, crown. Okay.
Wow.
Upon being disturbed, what is your, like, are you just standing up, and are you in a fighting stance, or are you kind of looking around, or?
I guess like were you trying to like say I was sleeping, Inigo, or was I hiding? Like what?
That's up to you. That's up to you.
There's a little bit of like, drowsiness as I kind of like form into my standing posture. Get your hands off me.
I am sort of frozen for a second there, and then I kind of exchange an eye roll with Heralia.
What the fuck?
Were you sleeping in the Shadowdark?
No, I was simply surveying my surroundings.
Even the shit comes alive down here.
You should watch your tone, peasant.
I apologize for disturbing you. I turn around and I head for the rope.
Do I see anything behind us?
You do a quick glance from where the light ends. Nothing appears to be stalking you or anything right now.
What are you? I've never seen anything like you before.
What am I?
That is what I asked.
The more important question is, who am I?
No.
Innocent.
Behold, it is I, Swarm, king of the slime folk. You are in the presence of royalty, peasant.
King.
Innocent.
Yes.
Leave him.
All these lands are my lands. Treat them with respect, or else.
You claim to own the Shadowdark.
I have captured it for me and my people, but I will let you pass in return.
Most generous of you.
I demand that you protect me in my travels as I reconnect with my people.
What?
I thought that you took over this land.
A simple
You sound very
detour.
powerful.
I got turned around, but I know where I'm going. I just need a troop to escort me.
I never thought I would miss Grauk, but the moment has come already.
Gralk. Who is Gralk?
He is a corpse.
We will move along.
Yes, a good idea. Stand
just-
behind me, for I know the way best.
Where are we going?
I kind of. I will take suggestions now.
I'm just going to climb the rope.
Ralia will follow.
Yeah, I'm
Already
convinced.
so eager to serve your king. Excellent. Carry on.
I'm following as well. This man is clearly deranged.
Jesus. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I wouldn't be ever ready. Nikki, what are you doing?
I'm
Have you
kind of like
introduced yourself? Have you used your name yet?
a slorm.
Okay. Storm, what are you doing?
I'm kind of like I'm like watching them climb the rope, kind of like, yep, that's what I want them to do. Kind of like I'm like a foreman, just kind of approvingly watching. Like it was my idea or something. I have a
Oops.
um.
Damn it.
I put oil in my gear. That's what I use to fuel a lantern, right?
Correct. Is that
Okay.
lantern on or no?
I'll say since Millicent is using a torch,
Mm-hmm.
I won't have it lit. But just so I know. Is it like an hour thing?
Yeah, it's an hour.
Now that we're up here, does this look familiar? Like,
So
Fine.
you're starting to get your bearings a bit, especially when you hear a few more drops of water, and you can realize just ahead is where the cliff is.
okay,
Sorry, some technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. And you kind of approach the edge of the cliff, and you realize there seems to be some sort of small bridge has been constructed across the water.
I would like to look around for any signs of habitation, and also for any traps.
Okay. Go ahead and do a wisdom check, please.
13.
So the biggest sign that something's changed is the rope you just climbed was not there before, and this new construction out of old wood. You kind of scan around, no obvious signs of traps or anything. Nothing in your immediate presence that seems to be
Okay.
sticking out to you.
The people's
no.
tax is well at work, I see.
I gesture to the bridge.
You know this area.
Of course. I know every boundary of my lands.
We-
Please lead the way. We're headed to Imrost.
We're headed to the tomb of the historian. Are you familiar?
Of course. Been there a billion times. The king is... It's unfitting for a king to go first.
Isaac, why don't you keep leading us? Otherwise, we'll go nowhere.
I will walk across the bridge.
Okay. As
So
you
while I'm doing this, I also want to be keeping an ear out if there is any sign of that voice, the person whose voice we heard.
Okay. Since about 10 minutes ago, nothing's come from behind you. No voices or anything like that.
Okay.
However, as you cross the bridge, and it's pretty solidly built, you're stepping pretty lightly, and the wood is pretty old, but it seems like whoever built this added enough stability to it that it's not really rickety or sketchy, and you managed to make your way across. When you reach the other side, this is when you start to hear distant voices from the north. A few people speaking, but it's so distorted from echoes that it's hard to tell what they're saying.
Okay. How is there an approximate voice count? At least two.
At least
I
two,
presume.
I think.
Okay.
Not like 40.
Okay. I'm gonna wait here at the edge for everyone to get across because I don't want us to get split.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna move until everyone's across. But once we are all across, then I will.
And this is a good time because we're kind of reaching a bit more of a delving area. Let's go into initiative just for the always on initiative. So let's have everyone roll an initiative.
Is that Dex?
Yeah, it's just Dex.
17.
10. Okay.
Sorry. I'm just 13.
Okay, we'll start with Millicent, Slorm, Myzik, Pralia, and then Environment. Okay, so Millicent, you've reached the other side. You've all kind of gathered at the other side of this cliff. From the torch you're holding, you can see some remnants of an old campsite. Looks pretty worn, like nobody's been here recently. No sign of a campfire or anything. And below you is, as you crossed, you noticed just water about 50 feet down. It's pretty still water, only affected by the ripples of a few drops coming down. You also hear the murmurs of voices from the north.
I'm wanting to take maybe a more scholarly interest in Slorm, but deciding to hold off for the time being, hearing the voices. I'm going to approach the camp.
Okay. So you see a couple beds here clearly been worn down. They're kind of don't look like they've been used in a while. It also appears to be like there's a sack and a chest.
I'm going to try the chest.
Okay. And this is digging into pages from what I wrote over a year ago.
Oh my god, we've been doing Shadowdark for a year?
Over a year, yeah. So you approach the chest, kind of older wood, splintering, but you do notice a bit of a padlock locked over it.
I kind of just maybe tap it with my foot to see if I can, if it's not actually locked.
You try to test if it's actually locked.
Yeah, like, is it just? I'm gonna hit it with my foot. I'm not trying to pick it. Is it actually locked, or
the padlock kind of rattles a bit? It's pretty stuck on there. You hear a few like ching ching inside, kind of evident of some gold hiding in there.
I'm gonna turn to the sack.
Okay.
Try to open that.
Can you roll a D100 for me, please?
Wow. 1D100. $27.
Okay, so it looks like whoever was here seemed to leave in a hurry because they left some they left their weapon. And as you open it up, this longbow kind of springs out a bit, and at the bottom of the sack is several dozen arrows, about 40 arrows.
I kind of hold my hand up to motion to everybody else.
Okay, then we'll move to Slorm.
What did you find there?
It's a longbow and some arrows. Can anyone use this?
Do you not see the longbow slung over my back?
I'm sorry, I must have missed that.
Blinded by my brilliance, no doubt.
How many is it? Only 20 arrows per gear slot, I think.
Correct.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my pockets are full, so you will have to carry the arrows for me.
No, I have other things that I must carry.
Oh yeah, like what?
I kind of turn to Heralia and Myzak without answering that question.
He quickly kind of forgets the conversation. As he
Does Slorm
kinda
not have
just-
object permanence?
I kind of wave to Myzak and Heralia.
Would
I
you
guess it's not
would you like to move or anything, or do anything?
I'll move. I'm up at the chest,
Okay.
I guess. It was just a bow and arrows, right?
In
Is
the
there
stack, yes, but there's a locked chest right there.
Oh, a chest.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm gonna take my staff and try and pierce the lock.
Just like a.
Stand back.
Okay.
Oh, we're trying to be quiet here.
Do a strength check.
Okay.
Oh no, a 1.
Natural or unnatural?
Natural.
Natural 1.
I changed my mind.
You kind of take a huge swing. And you hit the box, but it scoots about 5 feet, and you just hear, and then it hits the back wall. It's really loud noise, and Myzak and Millicent, you both notice that the voices that you heard to the north have stopped. Myzak, it's your turn.
I'm trying to contain my frustration, but also intrigued by this chest, so I walk up quietly and glare at the two of them.
I doubt you can get it open. If I can, no one can.
So I mean,
Did
they've
you
seen
did
it,
you
but I
keep
haven't.
the thieves' tools from Grok's body?
Nope.
Then picking this lock is pretty much impossible. You can try, but you'll be at disadvantage.
When Heralia comes over, I will ask if she has any expertise with this.
She'll come with you, and she'll kind of shake her head. She's like, I also tried to just break things open.
Let me see. One second. Have the people started talking again yet?
In the past few seconds, a couple murmurs, but it doesn't seem like they're having a conversation anymore.
Do I hear any moving about?
Do a wisdom check.
18.
Nothing immediately like getting closer to you, but the voices you heard sound kind of more whispered, as if they realize they're not alone.
Okay. I'm just gonna, since I know there's no they know we're here. I'm just gonna try to pound this lock open with the pommel of my sword.
All right, do a strength check for me.
21.
Okay, this lock's pretty old, the wood's pretty brittle, and with just a clean it comes off and the chest breaks open. Do a D100 for me.
69.
That's 69. Okay. So,
Does this count as treasure for us?
it depends if it's good or not.
Ah, okay.
Okay. It looks like interesting. More whether you can't tell whether these are weapons or decorative because they're very intricate in design. They have a lot of designs across the handle and the hammer head itself, but 3 pretty small war hammers are resting at the bottom of this chest. Additionally, 18 gold kind of scattered about. And all of this is worth 1 XP.
I will give 6 gold each to Heralia and Millicent.
Oh, I'm already in big here. And do we all get 1 XP?
Yes, everyone in the party gets 1 XP.
I'm not giving any gold to Storf?
Slorm.
Lorm.
Lorm.
What do I do for perception?
Wisdom.
Can I make a check to see
Are you being subtle about this, Isaac, or are you just not caring?
No, I'm just business. I'm just
rolled a
doing
5,
business.
so I'll let you interpret that as you may.
I mean, I'm not being secretive, so.
Not being secretive. You can tell that he found something and shared it with everyone except for you, Slorm.
Nothing for the king?
I'm just gonna ignore it.
And these 3 warhammers, you lift them up and inspect them. Most likely artistic pieces, probably worth about 10 gold apiece.
Are they carryable?
They're heavy
You have to use a slot?
for each, yeah.
1 slot for each?
Yeah.
10 gold each. I'm not gonna bother.
Okay.
If you wish to carry these, you may. I offer them to. Well, actually, I pick one of them up. All 3 of them up. Actually, I lift up and heft into Slorm's arms.
Kinda.
Here is your share.
I kind of just.
No. You can carry them. My
Um,
hands are too busy doing important things.
And they kind of like he hands it to me, but as he puts them down, like goo kind of just like forms away from them.
Oh, they just fall through your arms.
I will sort of offer them to Auralia and Millicent.
No, thank you.
Maybe full bag.
These are not tools of my craft.
Just set them down then.
Okay.
What's going on? Oh, it's probably not my turn anymore.
Okay. So. Okay. As you guys are kind of gathered around the chest, Aurelia takes a few more looks around. She looks in the tent, kind of crouches down, looks, doesn't appear to find anything else of value. She comes across a rusty sword kind of laying against, but she takes a quick look at it. Doesn't seem to be valuable or useful in any way. And Millicent, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna kind of head a few steps north and hold my torch high and see if I can see the voices that we were hearing.
Okay. So
North or east?
east, I guess. Yeah, like over
Oh,
here.
east. Sorry.
No worries. So you kind of make your way out of the camp and do a wisdom check, please.
Okie dokie. Two.
Okay.
Man.
Look around. You try to listen out for any signs of life around the corner or anything. Nothing seems to be sticking out to you.
I kind of think twice against saying anything out loud, since Harali and Mizek told me to be quiet. But I decide we've already made a bunch of noise, so I say, "Hello."
Yes. Hello.
I sigh.
From your voice kind of echoes down to the north hallway, and after about 2 seconds, you kind of hear, "Hello, friend or
Hello?
foe?"
Friend.
Well, if you're a friend, come on down here.
Wonderful. Let's go, gang.
I'm gonna start.
Hold my hand up to Slorm.
We'll go to. Yeah, I guess in that time, Slorm, it's your turn.
Where's this? Is coming from the?
It's coming from the north down this hallway.
How many feet have I moved?
To
guess.
catch up, it was 30 feet to reach that corner. But you
So I'm
can
done again.
you can use your action to dash if you don't plan on doing anything else.
Can I just make a perception check, I guess, or
Yeah, go for it.
glean any information?
What are you looking for exactly?
If I can notice, like anything more about these voices,
Okay.
or like, yeah, yeah, night, wisdom, right? 18.
18. So on top of the voice that was responding to Millicent, you hear a couple other whispering voices. 2 you're able to count distinctly, of just kind of like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" Kind of also echoing down and you kind of hear that main voice going like, "No, I got it.
I'm gonna be a little, just when I hear all those voices, I'm gonna be a little apprehensive, but I'll still be.
Please come out into the light. We are friendly.
Okay. I guess
King wishes to meet his people.
with your 18 as well, as you're observing the area around you, about 20 feet in front of you are these thick white ropes that seem to be strung across different parts of the wall and stalactites and stalagmites.
I
Mizek.
can I light my. Actually, I'm done. Sorry.
Okay. I'm checking that torch timer. Okay.
I'm gonna head up, staying close to the wall, so sort of, so that I hopefully won't be. Is that barrel right up against the wall?
You could squeeze between. There's a few feet
Okay,
between
so
there.
I'll be pretty close to the barrel. I'm gonna motion to Millicent to be quiet. That voice that I heard, that is different from the voice that we heard earlier. That was like,
The the one that was kind of like this. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Very different.
right? Obviously different. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to. I guess my sword was already drawn from before, so I'm gonna keep my sword out. Motion to Heralia to sort of take up a stance as well.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be ready.
Do a wisdom check for me, please.
14.
Okay. About 20 feet from you, you can see the webs, and you're pretty sure you're aware of the source. What you do remember from the last time you were here, they didn't go out this far. So this is spread.
Okay.
Okay. So you're looking, Slorm and Millicent, you're kind of looking around this corner. Millicent, you kind of got the, like, be quiet, not gesture from Mizek. And pretty soon, around the corner, a head pokes out. Appears to be human, armed, with a shield and a torch. Dark skin, big beard, long hair. And he kind of pokes, and he kind of waves at you with his torch. He's like, "Hi there, what are you doing down here?"
I'm just looking at
Whose turn?
Mizak.
And we'll go to Millicent's turn.
Millicent's turn. Okay.
I kind of look to Mizak because he's now signaled me to be quiet twice. So I don't. Wait, is this guy's looking straight at me?
Yeah, he sees you and Slorm and is kind of like, "Hello."
I kind of look at Mizak. I don't know if he's allowed to give me like a quick
There's a
gesture
free
or
form
facial
with this,
expression.
yeah, that's fine.
I just kind of shrug and
I'm like, hello there.
Well, you're a little shy, aren't you? How many are you?
I'm sorry if I'm a little bit reticent to say much until we've established. Well, until we've established our relationship.
Well, I guess the first thing to do is I'm Henry. Nice to meet you, and you are?
I am a traveler.
Well,
Why? What are you doing down here?
well, I think we're doing about the same thing, exploring, and we came across this big old door, and you know what? More brains are good than a few that we have. Why don't you come help us?
A door. What kind of door? What's around?
Well, come, I'll show you.
I kind of look at Mizak and shrug.
He kind of like nods to you and starts heading off in the direction from where he came from. You can see his torchlight start to fade.
I kind of lean up to Mizak. I'm like, he just walked off. I'm not sure.
All right, Slorm, your turn.
Weren't you guys talking about a door?
You mentioned a tomb. You didn't say a door.
this is the tomb we are looking for. However, they will likely kill you if they think it will help them get in.
What is that?
There is a riddle.
Oh. Do you not know the riddle answer?
Perhaps.
Well, maybe they do.
Or maybe
They
wish
won't.
to.
They won't harm us. I have a great eye for these things.
You are skilled with a bow,
And other things too.
then why don't you go ahead? Look and
I
tell us
shall.
what you see in there.
I will forge ahead.
Okay.
I'll light my torch.
Turn
I
off
don't
the
think you
lantern.
can turn it off.
You can
No, you
shutter
can
it.
only shutter it. But it's still going.
Yeah.
Oh
Correct.
shit. Well then I will.
You won't light it. Or you will.
Yeah, I'll light it. Fuck it.
Okay. So that's at 9:45 that will burn out. Unless
Alright.
we take a break. Okay, so you start heading down, and you reach the corner, and you around the corner you.
Can I like not turn the corner so?
Are you trying to
out
be a
the
little sneaky?
Yeah. Like I'm.
Okay, go ahead
not
and
an
do a dex check here.
Ruh-roh. 10.
Okay, so you're kind of hunched down and but you're kind of squeaking around. You're kind of sloshing around a bit, and when you look around the corner, the human kind of looks back and he's like, "That's more like it. We're not going to hurt you. Come on." And in the distance, you can see two more figures hanging out at a campfire, and a third laying down. And behind them is a massive stone door with two statues flanking each side.
What do the figures look like? Can I tell?
Do a wisdom check here.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. They're humanoid, From here, you can see one has red skin and horns, and the other sitting right next to is kind of hunched over with a drum under its arm, and it looks like some sort of furry creature.
A drum?
Wait, are
Oh,
you talking
boy.
about the statues or the people
The
by
people.
the fire? Oh,
The
I'm
people.
sorry. Okay.
I'll,
Because Nikki said the figures, I thought he meant the statues. Sorry.
And the one laying down doesn't appear to be moving or breathing, but it's from here it's hard to tell what the race they are.
I'll turn back to the group and I'll be like,
Guys, come on, it's fine.
and I'll make my way downtown.
Okay, so you have about 10 feet left, so you kind of begin to catch up with the human as he's waving you in. Myzik.
Ralia knows. I've told her about this riddle, right? Like she's
Correct.
at this point knows the. Okay, so she knows the danger of if there are other people trying to solve it. Millicent probably doesn't.
I don't know anything about it. Yeah.
Slorm probably not either. I'm gonna look at Heralia and just kind of shrug a bit and motion for her to hang back to cover, or I guess, yeah. I guess I can just
kind of
tell
nods.
her.
She's like, I will stay here. I'm curious to see if the pile of shit will get slaughtered.
Follow us into the entrance. Cover our rear.
That is as
Somehow
far
I
as I'm
think-
going. Sorry, go ahead, Millicent.
It's like, somehow I think people continually insisting that they are safe are the least safe people.
You have wise intuition. Can I, would I have time to explain the basics of this to Millicent, or no? Not on this turn.
It depends how brief you are.
I'll just try to be brief.
Yeah, do it in a couple
Oh.
sentences and you're good.
To open this door, they need blood. Blood of an innocent, blood of a killer. They will likely be looking to kill someone in order to open this door.
We have the blood though, correct?
We do, but if they stand in our way, they will be looking to kill us in order to get the blood.
Then we strike first.
You have the blood of an innocent on you.
One thing at a time, Millicent. I'm going to stride forward and motion for Millicent to Millicent, prepare a healing draft, or
Where-
whatever else you think might be helpful in a fight.
Where are you planning on being, Myzik?
How far can I get? I'm
Pretty
I want to
big,
at least
or-
get up to the corner, so I can kind of, stay on that corner.
So yeah, you can pretty much get to where Slorm is, and even a little past. It's only about 10 feet to around the corner.
I'm just getting to, so that I'm around this corner, but there's still another corner between me and the other people. That's as far as I want to go.
Okay. Heralia is gonna just, for simplicity, generally gonna stick where you're going, unless she feels that you're being reckless.
Okay.
Okay. After that, humans kind of slowing down, still walking towards the camp, but is still kind of waving Slorm in. And he's like, "This one is a thinker, I gotta tell you, but anything this fancy has gotta have something neat behind it." And he's kind of gesturing towards the door. And Millicent, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to whip up an toxin real quick. So that's if I make one, it can paralyze somebody.
Okay.
So it's a DC 12 to create it, and I roll a 17.
Okay.
All right. So I've made it, and it can last for 5 rounds.
And it's paralysis?
No, the elixir expires in 5 rounds, so I have 5 rounds to
Okay.
use.
Okay.
So
so
and then I'm
you
gonna
have
kind
that
of
ready?
head forward. So I just have that ready, and I'm gonna head forward.
Yeah, don't forget you have advantage on crafting remedies. Yeah, I don't know.
On
which one
remedies,
that counts.
yes.
Okay.
A remedy is a very specific elixir
Understood.
for healing.
Yeah, after this session, I'll do more reading on your character so I can understand
No,
what's
no.
going on. So you catch up with Hirali and Myzik?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? That was probably your action to make that toxin.
That's it. Yeah. Well, technically, it's not an action.
Is it not?
It says this does not take your action.
Oh, okay.
Under-
You still have an action if you'd like then.
But I'm not going to do anything else this turn.
You're just watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Slorm. You're about within 5 feet of this human. Probably about right there.
What? Is he have a pretty like relaxed stance or?
He seems very laid back, surface level. If you'd like to try and do some sort of insight check, that's fine as well.
Sure.
Right now, he's kind of like guiding you through, like pointing out the doors, explaining what's going on with them, and kind of just asking for help. So why don't you do a wisdom check if you're trying to read more into them?
21.
Okay. Seems quite genuine. Yeah, he does, at least. He clearly is stumped at whatever this puzzle is, and with his sword in his not holster, I guess. Is it a scabbard? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's immediately ready to attack or anything, and his back is kind of turned towards you as well. So it's not like it doesn't feel like he's leading you into a trap or is hostile towards you.
Well, I think if we all put our heads together, we could figure this out no problem. I forget the riddle. What if you run it by me one more time?
So he's like, that's the spirit, and he's gotten a closer look at you now that you've approached him, and you kind of see him like kind of lurch back a bit as you just like different parts of you kind of like drip down. He's like, well, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I didn't know there was a riddle involved. We just got some goblets, some statues, and a big old door. No keyhole, so that means the answer's got to be around here somewhere.
Oh, armor guy. You told me there was a riddle. Why don't you share with the class?
God damn it.
You kind of are looking back at Myzik, who's like kind of barely peeking over. So there is a riddle?
Yeah, I heard it once, but got a lot on my mind.
Are they okay?
So
They seem a little hesitant to come join us. We're not gonna bite or anything.
Some people just aren't adventurers at heart like you and I.
You're damn right. Anything you'd like to do, Slorm?
I guess I'll move up a little bit. I'm walking and talking. I'll maybe like half the distance between me and the campfire.
So about right here?
Yeah.
He's kind of
maybe-
just walking with you. Now that you've caught up with him, he's walking even with you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Myzik. They're getting
Alright.
further and further away from you into the...
I'll lead the way for the rest of us now. I want to turn the corner and I want to immediately sort of assess like where everyone is and try to get a sense of like try to look to see if someone is about to bring an attack on what's his name, Slorm.
Okay, so you're kind of checking the little cracks, anything hiding, any sort of signs of an ambush.
Yeah.
Do a wisdom check, please.
Sorry, my torch goes out.
It does,
10.
thank you. And as you're... 10... Nothing seems to be sticking out, nothing hiding around in any corners. Just a few figures hanging out at the campsite, and as you continue to look around, the light near you fades, and you
Okay.
find yourself in darkness.
Okay. And I also don't see any sign of this, or no sign of the spider other than those webs back there.
Other than the webs back there.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going then. I'll use my movement. I'm not trying to be super stealthy, but I'm not calling out either.
Keeping
My
your distance,
sword,
though.
my sword is in my scabbard. I don't want
Okay.
to like come out sneaking out of the dark with my sword drawn kind of thing. But I motion to Millicent and Horalia to follow.
Okay. Reluctantly, Aurelia comes with you, but she still has her sword drawn, and she catches up with
Okay.
you. And is this a comfortable distance from them?
I would say Horalia a bit farther back, but me, yes.
Yeah, she'll always be kind of sticking behind you in this situation.
Sure.
Aurelia. Okay. We do a. Okay. With you in complete darkness. Okay. Millicent, do a wisdom check at disadvantage, please.
Okay. Oh my god. I rolled a natural 20 and then a 4.
Okay. What would you like to do? So your friends start walking away from you.
I'm following, keeping up.
Keeping even with them?
Yep.
Okay. You kind of...
We're close for them to be in light, correct?
Correct. When you hit about right this area, you're within range to hit the light. You kind of had to do this little jog away from the darkness, Millicent, to catch up with your party.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it. No, I'm just keeping an eye on things, getting ready to possibly use my elixir if needed.
Okay. Slorm. Oh, and yeah, he kind of keeps
Millicent,
leading you.
Millicent, did you tell us that you crafted that?
No.
Okay.
You guys had already gone off
Okay,
like 30
that's fine.
feet ahead of me before when I made it.
That's
And
fine.
Sorry, with the environment turn, Slorm, he kind of leads you to the campfire, and as you approach, you get a better look at these two figures. One is, I'm not sure how familiar your character is with these different races, but one appears to be some sort of half demon, a tiefling, red, with horns going back, and she's wearing a hood and the horns kind of poke around those, and she has a very fancy looking dagger in hand, and she gives you a very disgusted look as you approach. And right next to her is this strange rat folk, kind of hunched over, weird claws, and just like scarred up, and one eye doesn't seem to be quite pointing the right way, and it's kind of just like
Is that the green guy?
yes,
Okay.
he's like a little hunched over, but he does have his drum strung around him.
Greetings, adventurers. Don't be intimidated by my kingly visage. I am Slorm, king of the slime folk. Here you got some trouble with this door.
The tiefling kind of gives this look to the Henry the human, and she kind of goes, "What the fuck are you doing, Henry? What is this thing gonna do to help us?" Have you ever seen this door before?
Oh, of course. I know all corners of my kingdom.
Do a charisma check here. See how this. Because you're not lying, but.
I think I'm
Oops,
lying.
Sorry, I just unhooked my.
I haven't seen this before. Ooh, all right. 15.
Sorry, I unhooked my headphones. What did you say?
15.
15. She kind of is taken aback and kind of eating her own words a bit. Oh, so you can help us then? Like, you can get in this thing?
Well, of course. And I look at the rat guy. Maybe afterwards, you and I can have a bit of a jam session.
And I pull out these maracas and I go,
Oh my god.
But
with your 15,
see-
it kind of like goes from rearing to like kind of like a nod and goes, "Yes, good," and kind of taps on its drum a bit.
you see, I'll reveal to you a secret. A riddle is needed to go past this door, but I don't concern myself with the minutia. That's why I have my knight here. Keep that information. Yes. And I motion to Isaac. Come into the light and join the group. The vibes are good over here.
Okay, Isaac, your turn.
What's everyone's reaction to him saying that?
As he kind of gestures to you.
Yeah.
So you're a pretty imposing figure, Isaac, and you kind of step into the light, and sword not drawn, but still intimidating nonetheless. And they kind of take a step back a bit more. You can see the tiefling has her dagger ready, but Henry's also kind of going like, "Easy, guys. We're all friends here. We're all working towards the same goal."
I want to size them up. Just how do they look like? Well, hang on. First, actually, I want to see. You said there was a guy, a figure lying down that looked like it was not breathing or moving.
Yes.
Is there a dead body here?
There is a. Yeah, it looks kind of sitting behind them. Do a wisdom check, actually, or intelligence here.
Oof, 5.
There is a dead dwarf lying behind them.
Okay.
That's really all you can gauge. It's hard to tell how they died. They're not like decaying or anything, but it's hard to tell how long ago they died.
Sure. And then I also want to just, how dangerous do these people look? Do they look like, oh, they got here, they're seasoned adventurers, or does it look a little bit more like, oh, do they look like the position we were in the first time we were in this cave?
So I will let you either choose a single character to focus on or try to get a gauge of the group. Getting a gauge of the group is a higher DC, but it's a wisdom check.
The human.
You want to check out the human.
Henry.
Okay. Do a wisdom check then.
17.
Okay, that's good. You look him up and down, you get pretty good idea of this is a basic sword and shield kind of guy, but he also has a crossbow on his back. He seems to have come from some decent wealth because the chainmail around him is in really good shape. But although he seems rich and all fancy, he's also a big, jacked dude. You feel like this guy could throw some goblins around if he really wanted to. But he doesn't seem scarred up or anything.
Okay. So I'm going to approach then, sort of slowly. And did someone ask me something specifically, or did Slorm just say, "Come into the light"?
Slorm kind of presented you.
Okay.
Yeah, with the context of like you know what the riddle is.
So I guess I'm not going to say anything unless someone asks me something specifically.
Okay. Auralia will also she's actually, as you approach more, she's going to start hanging back more. She doesn't want to be involved in this little circle of pals, and she'll reach about the edge of the light and kind of wait with the end of her sword kind of stuck into the stone. Okay. And as you approach, you go, "Well, why don't you enlighten us? What's this big riddle our slimy friend has been telling us about?"
The riddle. I do not know which he speaks. Oh. I do remember the riddle. In order to open the door, you must make like a tree.
And
Leave.
I didn't know it was like that.
do a charisma check, please. Are you trying to
13.
intimidate them, or are you just kind of fucking with them?
No, I'm trying to insinuate they should leave.
They should
13.
get out of here. Oh, 13.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, haha. What? Well, I mean, I hope we didn't offend you, friend. We just came across this, and we're inviting you to share in on this treasure if you're only willing to help.
And I'm inviting you to leave.
The tiefling kind of crosses her arms. Why don't you leave?
No. Oh, wait, it's not my turn.
I'm not going to say anything to that.
All right, Millicent, your turn.
I step up to Mizek's side.
Okay.
No, there's no need to quarrel. I think that if the door could be opened, that there would be plenty for all to share. But do I get the sense that I guess Mizek told him to leave, but. I don't think we need to quarrel over this. There's no need to start anything unnecessarily.
I agree. It looks like you're kind of outnumbered there, my hooded friend. We're all wanting to be friends. You seem to want to just pick a fight with anyone, do you?
And your friend back there.
Which one?
How much? I gesture to the dwarf. Did he want to be friends as well?
Well, there's a bit of a predicament where he decided, old Jib, bless his heart, poured some liquor into one of those goblets in. Let me tell you, that weird dragon statue right above the door was not happy and blasted a hole straight through his chest.
I'm gonna. May I take a look? I'm somewhat of a proficient healer.
By all means, but I think he died about 25 minutes ago. Rest his soul, of course.
I'm gonna rush over to him.
Okay.
Kind of evaluate the scene.
Yeah, do an intelligence check here. With your background, do an advantage here.
16.
16. I mean, the story kind of adds up. There's this big burnt hole in this dwarf's chest. It appears to be magical in nature, and you check his pulse, any signs of life. He's been dead for about half an hour.
Okay. I kind of look up to Mizek and kind of nod confirmation of the story.
You are in over your head. You
All the
should
more
leave.
reason to make some more friends.
I find the situation a little awkward, and so I go, make like a tree and leave, huh? And then I like spring up to like 10, 12 feet, and, like wave my arms out, just kind of like I'm a tree, like, and then I come back down to my normal height, and I lean into Mizek, and I go, what are you doing, buddy? You're kind of killing the vibe.
So the group is kind of, when you first launch up and increase in size, they all kind of go like, oh, Jesus. And then they kind of just go, oh. And Henry's like, yeah, you got some things to learn from this one. He's a funny, weird slime thing.
I don't say anything.
The tiefling kind of goes, we're wasting time here. Can you help or not?
No. I want to come around to the right a bit, just so I can look at them, sort of look at them, and also look at the statues a little bit more. And I want to get a look at the what's her name, Millicent. And I want to get a sense of, does it look like Millicent. I guess Millicent has a mask on, so maybe I won't be able to tell anything. But right from body language, like, does it look like Millicent would
Yeah, how would I put
fight
this?
with us, or would just run away if a fight were to break out?
I mean, that's really Millicent. How are you kind of displaying yourself here, portraying yourself?
Well, I mean, I've been communicating with Myzak, kind of nods and stuff, and following his lead. And throughout this interaction, even though I just met Myzak and Heralia and them, I seemed to be more siding with you guys, like just in how I've been acting and how I've been motioning and what I've said to the other party. But
Okay. And
at this point, it is hard to tell my loyalties.
especially
if
with a
there is.
mask on.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
Sorry, what else are you looking at there, Isaac?
Well, I was just sort of getting a better view, but I'm going to approach Millicent and sort of by the other people, and I just want to see a little bit farther back, I guess, behind Millicent. Millicent.
Kind of this area.
No, sorry, not as far as I went. So like right there. Yeah, like there.
Okay. As you kind of go around, the tiefling is definitely eyeing you.
Yeah, that's
Keeping
what I
an
wanted
eye
to
on
see
you.
their.
The rat
wanna see their
is
reaction.
its eye is kind of moving around in different directions. It's hard to tell what that thing is looking at.
All right, I'm gonna just sort of hang out here then, and I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna be. I don't have my hand on my sword, but I'm ready to draw it. I just don't want to be telegraphing that to them.
Okay. Do a wisdom check as you're kind of looking around as well.
16.
Okay. The camp that used to belong to the orcs has clearly been gone through. Everything of value has been taken. Not sure if it's by them or not, but it does seem to be pretty raided. Additionally, as you look and you see the splatters of blood from the orcs you experimented with, you remember leaving a whole bunch of different body parts and viscera and some whole bodies as well in this area. They're all gone. It seems to be cleaned out. Heralia, you look over and you see Heralia kind of waiting in the shadows. She doesn't seem to want to take any part in this, but you can tell from her facial expression she's getting impatient.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the human's kind of looking at you now, along with the tiefling and whatever the rat folk is doing. And he's like, well, this is kind of awkward. I mean, I thought we could work as a team and get this whole thing figured out. I mean, the Shadowdark is a friend to no one, and the only real way to survive down here and get the riches we're all looking for is to work together. All right. Well, dang. And he kind of like sits down next to the fire, gets out a ration, starts kind of nervously chewing on it. He's like, I expected violence and blood, but I didn't expect such rudeness.
Maybe we should be on our way.
Maybe you should.
Myzak.
No, we will stay here.
I kind of look around. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't quite catch your name. I think he did say his name.
Oh, Henry.
Right.
Henry, and
Henry.
this one's Agnes. He points at the tiefling. She kind of rolls her eyes, and this one, little charming, handsome bastard is Skeed, and he goes like, eh.
Well, how are you all holding up? Are any of you in need of healing?
That's really nice of you. Anyone need healing? I guess We made it down here pretty easily, except our old pal Jib, and he's kind of a goner. I think we're good. I mean, look, do you want to stay with us? Maybe your dark hooded friend can be on his way.
I'm kind of looking around. What kind of vibes am I picking up from this guy? Does he seem truthful, or? I mean, I guess he hasn't attacked us, but like,
Do a wisdom check.
I'm trying to. Sorry, I don't want to. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Can you ask a little more specific of a question?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like something specific, because this guy does seem nice, but I'm a little confused on like what. Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
So Henry hasn't seemed to be threatening us or look like he's been pretty cool. What kind of vibes am I getting from like the tiefling? Like, does she look like she wants to jump us and is just waiting for a sign from Henry, or?
Give me a wisdom check.
Oh man, 7.
Hard to read. She seems especially suspicious of Myzik and still holding her dagger. But besides that, really hard to get a read on her. Slorm.
I kind of lean close to Myzik. Maybe I don't know if it's close enough to. I just want to whisper to him to maybe, so that nobody else is hearing. But I don't know if that's possible.
What do you want to say to him?
Myzik, maybe we should just come back later.
There are worse dangers here in the Shadowdark. This is the safest place to be.
Kind of look up, surprised, and then lean back and closer. Then why not work together with them?
The treasure is not theirs.
Slorm. This is a tense campfire. What are you doing?
Was the I guess just out of game. Did we like receive the riddle from someone? We didn't like ascertain it from
It was
anything.
in a notebook.
Yeah,
Okay.
Myzik found it in a notebook. That was around this area.
I guess I'll just
Okay, I guess I'll give it a shot, and I'll
go up and just. I mean, I don't think there's anything based on context, but I will. Slorm will, as this is his first time truly seeing it, will try to figure out what this riddle is.
Okay, do intelligence.
Come on, baby. Damn, not bad, man. Even with the minuses, 13.
13. You see, as you approach, you see two statues on each side. One is very pure, motherly looking, holding a goblet. The goblet inside is stained this crimson. Another goblet is held on the other side by this brutish armored figure with an axe on his back, this crazed look in his eye. And these statues are pretty worn, but you're still able to make out these details. Besides that, no writing, no obvious like written down riddles or anything like that, but a dragon's head is kind of, as a statue, is poking out above the door. So, seems like these are the only keys to opening this door that are obvious.
Well, I guess as good a time a rest as any.
And I'll just sit on that chest, I guess.
Okay.
It's like kind of down to the left.
Okay, yeah, you kind of walk over to it and kind of
kind
put
of-
it back upright. It's clearly been emptied, and you kind of just take a squat.
Kind of fiddle with a ration, or
Just little bites, a little snack,
yeah.
a little power bar. All right, Myzik.
I will walk up to Slorm,
Mm-hmm.
and I will just say to him, "Do you wish to be useful?"
I feel like I've done a pretty good job so far, but what did you have in
wish
mind?
To be. Would you like to open the door?
I guess I thought you were the one who wanted to open the door. I mean, I'm with you.
Would you like to be the one to do it?
Like, what are you getting at here, buddy?
I will give you the key to the door if you open it.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
Make sure they do not stab you in the back.
Just to add a I assume you're talking quietly.
Yes.
Slorm is not
Okay, that's fine.
minding his.
Yeah.
just
And you can see just the tiefling just spinning her dagger in her hand as she's just staring at the back of Myzik's head.
Can I do a perception check on Myzik?
Sure.
Is he trying to pull a fast one on me?
Go ahead and roll a wisdom and
14.
14. Myzik, roll a charisma.
Uh, 11.
So yeah, what Myzik, what are your intentions here with talking to Slorm?
My intentions are if I can get him to open the door with the blood, then I will have, and then if the other party here objects and says that they should have part in it, that I will feel I have earned the loyalty of Slorm and hopefully Millicent to deny these other people any treasure.
Gotcha.
that is
So
my
it's kind of
goal
like a
here. I
finders
don't-
keepers, like.
Yeah, but I also don't really want to be the one to try it and mess up. So
I think to be fair, Slorm is just trying to see are you trying to get me killed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Are you?
I am
trying
not
to
intentionally
have me
trying
do
to
it?
get him killed. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I kind of lower my voice.
yeah, I could do that.
All right. I am going to pull out the flask of Linnea's blood
Okay. And that's.
and direct this one, put in the statue of the mother. And I'm going to pull out the flask of Gralk's blood. Say, this one pour in the statue of the demon. Or I guess it's not a demon.
It's the
the
brute
brute.
guy.
Brute.
Okay. Do you take those, Slorm?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Do
we'll.
we see? Does anyone else see him do this? Are you concealing this?
I'm trying to be
just.
I'm trying to be careful. But I don't know if they see it or not.
Okay. So kind of just sleight of hand, just quick kind of thing like that.
Yeah, I mean, making it, but I'm still making it. I'm being clear over being secretive. So
Yeah,
if
okay.
there's any danger of him not understanding it, I would rather it be clear than
Okay.
obfuscated.
Understood. So straightforward enough for Slorm to understand it, but quick enough for not everyone to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Do a dex check, please. We'll call it sleight of hand.
11.
11, ooh, 10. Doesn't seem to get a negative reaction from any of the other members.
Okay.
However, Heralia is still waiting at the back corner of her eye, at
Okay.
the corner of your eye, but you also sense this. You sense this movement from behind her, but by the time your head looks over, it's too late, and this massive, hairy spider. You look at it real quick. You see 6 eyes on it, because 2 you've popped before. Its fangs dig into the back of her neck. And you kind of just hear this. Oh! And she takes. Oh,
Wait, who was this into?
Heralia.
Owie. She takes 4 DC 12. Come. Fail. Okay. She takes 4 damage. And kind of falls forward, grasping the back of her neck, and she spins around, sword drawn. You can see blood just flowing from the back of her neck. 2 fang holes in the back, and as the spider kind of rears, a bunch of tiny ones start running out from behind it.
Oh.
And I think everyone needs to roll initiative now. That's what happens when a bunch of rounds pass and Heralia gets.
I know.
Consistently rolls single digits on perception checks. Oops. Oh, that's a corpse.
Wow.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, Heralia probably shouldn't stay in the dark too long. But I was like, it's the NPC. Like, the DM wouldn't just let something happen to the NPC like that. If he's
I'm
the one
treating
who
her
sent
with
you in the
fairness.
dark.
Okay, so I have 2 questions.
You bet.
So I have a spell that makes enemies make a morale check,
Uh-huh.
and it says for large groups, the GM makes 1 check with the leader's modifier. So I assume that affects all the spiders. You just make 1 check.
Correct.
Second question, can I use any, can I do some sort of check to try to ascertain how tenacious the spider would be to a wisdom check? Does that make sense? I'm basically trying to see if I could figure out in any way what the wisdom is of the spider. But I don't know if that's kind of beyond what I could do from just a wisdom perception check.
You can do a basic knowledge check, so I'll let you do an intelligence check real quick.
Okay. Would that be an action, or would I still have my action?
I'll let you have your action.
All right, I'm gonna try and do that.
And sorry, what's that chant called?
Ooh, I rolled a 1, so.
You have no idea.
It's a Hiss of the Viper.
Hiss of the Viper. There it is. Hiss of the Viper, and he's within a near area.
So 30 feet is near, right?
30 feet is near, and you are. Yeah, you're within range for it to affect them.
Okay, so I'm going to try. The vials kind of disappear into my sleeves, and from out of my sleeves come 2 shakers, and I'm going to try to cast Hiss of the Viper.
Okay.
So that was a 17.
Okay, that's successes.
So then.
So what does it sound like?
That's a great question, dude.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Very intimidating.
Hear my hiss. Hear my hiss and run.
What?
Is that what you meant by shakers?
Yeah, I have little maracas.
God damn it.
That's my instrument. So yeah.
Okay.
DC 9. It's not the 15 of normal morale.
It's
DC
at the
9.
beginning of their turn. So
Yeah.
Okay, so it's their turn. So I'll do morale check for them. So as you shake your maracas, it doesn't seem to get any response from the spiders. Sorry, rolled a 14.
That's fine. If it's concentration, can I make attack with weapons in this game? While you do the other turns.
So
I think
yeah,
this is what I
generally a concentration check is just at the beginning of your turn you roll as if you're casting it again, and it just decides if it's maintaining or not.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so the giant spider, as you look at it, you recognize this spider, Isaac, but it's grown in size. It's hairier.
Jeez.
It looks a lot nastier than when you came across it. Its fangs again go into Horalia. She's going to attempt to bat it away with her sword. And she's unable, and as she swings down, the fangs come down onto her chest. And she takes 2 more damage. Uh-oh. And as you can see, poison dripping from its fangs, but she still seems to be motioning around, swinging her sword, trying to keep it back, so it doesn't seem to have gotten to her yet. 6 smaller spiders, still about the size of a small dog, begin flooding into the campsite past it. And 3 of them circle in on to Henry. Miss. And he raises his shield, tosses down his torch, and gets his sword out. Each of them strike at it, and he manages to block each of them. Another comes around to the tiefling and tries to bite her as well. She manages to evade around it. And the last one comes to Slorm, who also, as you're shaking your maracas, it seems to be confused and unable to hit you as well. And Millicent, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to. Oh man. I guess I can't really use that. I'm gonna make a new elixir.
Okay. Yeah, your other
it's
one's
going-
probably gone.
My boy cooking.
I'm gonna try to make a toxin again, which
Okay.
is to paralyze. But this one is just one that needs to touch skin.
Okay.
11. So I just barely am able to make it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack the biggest spider. Presumably it's within near range, right?
If you maneuver around, you can get within near range, but you'll have to be
Okay.
around right here.
I'll maneuver around right there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack it with my sensor flail.
So you're gonna
I'm going to
huck
coat
it
my
out.
sensor flail with
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead and do an attack roll.
Okay. 1d20 to hit. A 19.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And
1d. So it does 3 damage, and then the elixir says they do a DC 12 Constitution check or are paralyzed for 1d4 rounds.
okay. Sorry, I have his stats of all different places. Constitution plus 0. It fails. So what happens?
I roll a 1d4,
Okay.
and it is paralyzed for 2 rounds.
Okay, so you managed to take a big chunk, and as it hits his torso, you can see your toxin kind of splatter all over it, and it kind of twitches, and then you see it flip on its back, and like its limbs start curving in. You kind of hear this as it's unable to spread its legs from its paralysis.
Okay, and then I'm going to try to move back the direction I came from. Are there attacks of opportunity in this?
No. So
Okay, I'm going to move back where I came from with the maximum. I think I moved 15 feet. Yeah, so I can only move back to where I came from, I guess.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, and okay. Agnes. All right, Agnes takes the tiefling takes her blade, spins it around, and stabs it down onto one of the spiders, and just slices it in half. It's dead very easily. Oops. Same with Henry. He's going to attack one of the spiders nearby. That hits. I think they have 1 hit point anyways. Yeah. You just see a splatter of black as he swings down with his sword and just goes, kills another one. And Skeed is going to...
His eye pops out.
He sees you shake his maracas, and he kind of gets his drum and starts matching your rhythm. He's just
Little jam sesh going on.
He's also a shaman. He's going to do Grace of the Gazelle. If that, page 61.
A tier 2 spell?
He's not a low level.
Uh-oh, guys.
Let's see. Grace the Gazelle, each from you, advantage on all dex checks in range. So as it starts hitting this drum, these strange rat-like spirits start flying around and penetrate Henry and Agnes, but they don't seem to be going towards you guys. And as they enter their bodies, you kind of see them like take deep breaths and look even more energized with the spirit of the rat behind them. And Myzik, it's your turn.
Can I make it to the big spider?
I will. You would have to jump around a few spiders and the camp. If you make a DC, we'll say 10 dex check, yes.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
What happens if I don't?
You'll just be stuck kind of where
Okay.
and not able to move through there.
Oh, that's a natty.
Oh, sweet. So just with a sweet front flip, bouncing off the torsos of the dog-like spiders, you make it next to Heralia, and she's bleeding profusely, kind of just growling at this spider who's now just kind of reeling over.
Is she Frodo foaming at the mouth?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
I'm taking my momentum and charging right into this spider.
Attack at advantage.
You tell Heralia to share the load.
I shit you not, I got 2 natural ones.
Whoa.
What are the odds?
So as you kind of swing with the momentum, your sword gets stuck into a stone, and you kind of keel over and flop onto your back. Just a little bit embarrassing. You're okay, but you dust yourself off, and you're just like, "Oops." Your hood kind of came down for a second. Make sure it comes back up so nobody can see your face.
Oh, damn it. That was going to be so cool.
It was cool at first. 5. Oh man. You see Heralia kind of try and stab into this keeled over spider, and she doesn't seem to be able to get her sword through the hide, and she kind of just curses and pulls her sword back. She rolled really badly as well. Slorm.
All right.
Would you like to maintain that Hiss of the Viper?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's not an action, is it? It's just like a.
It's just you gotta do a check to maintain it.
11.
Okay, that's good. You still keep your maracas shaking.
Yeah. Can I attack with my? So it says an oil flask deals 1d. I can't attack with my lantern, or if my lantern has oil, can I attack with it and deal damage with it?
If
Like
you
flame
break it.
damage?
So oil is like if you just have the little thing, you can huck it.
Oh, okay. I will. I'll attack with my staff then.
Okay, you got a spider about 1 foot tall right in front of you.
Yeah, because I can't attack with my bow. I think it's too close. So I
Okay.
think that's 1d4. Yeah. Let me roll.
Oh, if you hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me roll the hit. What do I add to that?
Strength.
It's strength. Okay, so that is I have no strength. Sorry, I'm cycling between tabs here. So that's a 16.
Oh, that hits. This
Alright.
thing has 1 hit point.
Okay.
So you manage to just stab your staff and kind of just rub it until it pierces through its torso and it goes lifeless.
Okay. I will I'll move like one square to the right of where I am, kind of so I'm adjacent to the rat man.
Okay.
Yeah, we're so
He's
tight in the
slammed
pocket,
him.
just playing this beat right now.
Good. Okay, environment. Okay, so the spider's turn. Giant spider's paralyzed. And this one's going to dash. As you brush yourself off, Myzik, you look to your left, and a smaller, kind of different colored one has found itself next to you. It looks like she brought its mate with it as well.
Does the
Smaller than her?
do they fail
The
the morale
mate's
check?
small. What? Sorry, what?
Did they pass the morale check?
Oh, good check. Good.
Did they pass the vibe check?
That's a 16 morale check.
Damn it!
Sorry.
These guys they're just
Sorry.
so moraled.
Hit. Miss. Woo. Okay. 1, do 2, DC 12 con. Okay. Fail. Okay. Two, 1, 3. Okay. You see Henry just bit on his legs twice as he's trying to bat them away, and almost in no time he starts feeling pale and he starts to lose a bit of balance as he starts swinging around. Appears he's been poisoned for 4 rounds. Okay. Then the spider right here is going to fall around the fire and reach you, Storm.
What the heck?
It is 13 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, you take 2 damage
Okay.
and do a DC 12 con check, please.
Alright, con is my strongest. Let's see how it goes. 14.
Okay. You see this like poison kind of going through your slimy veins, and you kind of just shoot it out of your leg, just get it out of your system.
Yeah. I just kind of wring it out.
Yeah. Okay. Disadvantage. Okay. Henry manages to splatter another small spider. Millicent is going to launch her. You see her launch her dagger. It pierces the spider next to Henry, and she snaps. And this dagger comes zipping through, and she catches it again. It appears this is
that's
something
sick.
magical.
Who does that?
Agnes, the tiefling.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He's still pounding on his drums, and as he's going to back up a bit away from this chaos as he continues to pound his drums. And Millicent, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to make an acid that will do its effect on touch.
Okay.
13, 14, 15. -1. All right. I am able to make an acid.
Okay.
And then I'm going to walk up a few steps and swing my sensor flail at the big spider.
Your senses fail. Sensor flail.
The mate or you can't quite reach the paralyzed one.
Oh, I'll just do the mate then.
Okay.
Okay, 1d20 to hit.
Yep.
15.
That exactly hits.
Okay, I'll
And
do
roll
1d6 plus 1d8.
Damn.
So the acid does the 1d8. I
Yeah.
rolled a 6 and 5, so that's 11
Ooh.
damage total.
Ouchie. Okay, as you just slam down, this stuff splatters everywhere. You see it melting its hairs and skin. You kind of just hear this as it kind of turns towards you, just not expecting it. One of its legs even just falls off from the acid dripping through it. It looks like it's suddenly in really bad shape. Myzik.
That was the mate
The
or
mate.
the big one? Mate.
Do I get advantage just for the paralyzed one?
Yes.
Okay. I'll swing at the big one, the paralyzed one.
Okay, do it at advantage.
Are you fucking kidding me? 14.
14?
That's not bad.
That hits. Go and roll
The
damage.
big one?
Uh-huh.
I got one of my rolls was also a 1 on that one. That's why I was
So close.
okay, sorry. 1d8. And I'm using my demonic possession here as well.
Okay. So these black flames start to surround you.
Okay, 6 damage.
Okay, you get fully impale part of it with your blade until it reaches your handle, and you come back out, just this black liquid dripping from your blade. You can see it kind of twitch in response, but it's unable to do anything besides that.
All right.
Aurelia will also try and strike at this thing. Hit. And she does. 4 plus anything. No. Yeah. And she also just stabs into it, just keeps hacking away into it, and its blood is kind of dripping from it, but it still seems to be twitching and alive. Top of the order, Storm. Do a
Alright,
check to maintain your hiss.
That's not gonna work.
Unfortunately, you kind of lose rhythm and drop a maraca, and have
I
to
look
pick it
at,
up again.
I look at the rat guy. I'm like, good. Can we pick it up in the coda? But
He
it's
goes-
already like, yeah, it's already gone at that point. So I'm gonna pull out my bow and kind of shoot. Is there a disadvantage if I like shoot the big spider?
No,
Like,
but there's
with
possible
the little
consequences if you miss.
Yeah. Do I get advantage at it if it's paralyzed?
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
unmoving target.
I will make a roll.
Okay.
The first one is, 13. Does that hit?
Exactly hits. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to roll a second just to make sure it's not a natural 20. Okay. They were both 13s. All right. So I will roll 1d8.
Okay.
6.
Ooh. A arrow whizzes past your head, Myzik, and just sticks straight into one of its eyes. You can still see it twitching, but it just pops it like a nasty cat food filled balloon.
Oh, Jesus.
Get swarmed.
Are there attacks of opportunity here?
No.
Okay. I'm going to back up behind Tiefling Lady.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
I actually go through her legs. I like
Ew.
goo down and then like up behind her.
Can you not Me Too Agnes right now, please?
That doesn't exist there.
Oh, okay. The small spider is kind of just skidding around, and it keeps chasing after you. It seemed to have gotten a taste for slime. It does a natural 20 on you. You take 4 damage as it just kind of pierces into your ankle, and do a Constitution check, please.
14.
Okay, yeah, this poison still doesn't seem to be affecting you, but it's still chasing after you. And those are dead. After getting nailed with that acid, the mate has turned towards you, Millicent, and it's going to attempt to bite you. Does a 18 to hit?
That hits.
Oh, this mate actually seems pretty fast. It also does a 15 to hit. It seems so fast that it's able to strike you twice before you even realize it. So both
Those
of those
both hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, this doesn't seem to be poisonous, as you take 6 damage, as just these little razor-like pincers just go into your chest twice before you even realize what happened.
Okay.
And it's going to kind of skid away from you and climb up the wall, and it's about 15 feet up on the wall, now facing you.
Okay.
We don't have a good track record with wall climbing enemies.
That's true. Specifically this one. And as the giant spider seems to regain control of its limb, it's managed to barrel back on top, but it's just bleeding out. You can kind of see it like struggling to hold its body weight up as it's just kind of like. And Millicent, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt to craft an acid again.
the
DC
heck?
13.
Sorry. During that turn, Henry came over and took out the last spider with the natural
Yeah,
20.
okay.
Sorry, what were you doing, Millicent?
I was trying to craft an acid, but I failed on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're just unable to get any concoction going.
I guess I'm gonna swing at the big spider
The big?
with my center flail.
Okay. Up in its
Yeah.
face or from range?
From range, I can do it from 30 feet.
Yeah.
Is Myzak in front of it? Where's Myzak?
He's right
Yeah, I'm
here.
engaged.
Oh, okay. I just couldn't see him.
It's a little dark over there. Oh, here, I'll just let you up. Yeah,
Actually, wait. What's the turn order again?
Myzak's after you, Heralia, Slorm, Environment.
Okay, I'm actually gonna swing at the spider on the wall because I
Okay.
can do it within near range.
It is within near range. Go ahead and launch
Okay.
that thing at it.
Oh, natural 20.
All right, that
Oh.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Do I like double the dice or something?
Double
or
the
how does
dice,
that
yeah.
work? Okay. 2d6, 3, 4, 7 damage.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
I'm spinning it above my head and just whip it and just direct hit right on the abdomen. Pop that thing right as it smashes into it.
And as it pops, just the rest of the body just slumps down from the wall. Its goose kind of splattered across the wall. Any movement?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Myzik, it has 5 eyes left. It's kind of staring at you while it's trying to hold itself up. It's watched its whole family and its mate now get slaughtered before its eyes.
This is very sentimental spider. All right, swinging. No more advantage, correct?
Correct.
14 again.
That hits?
Its AC is 13.
Yeah.
Okay. This is with the barbed blade. That's why I ask. I
Okay.
figure it's not 5 over its armor class.
Okay.
6 damage again.
All right. How do you want to do this? The last one.
As it's staring at me through those eyes, I want to cut out a couple of its legs and then just start punching it until all of its eyes have punch out every one of its eyes.
Jesus. So as you keep cutting until its face kind of slams on the ground, unable to support, and you just sheath your sword and just start popping until before you know it's just a mess of weird black hairy meat. No more eyes to even look at you.
Hell yeah.
And
Good God, man.
that's where we'll end the session.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Man, those,
easy work of that.
Those the other party here is a little bit stronger than I was hoping.
We sized them up.
They're not pathetic, no.
I was kind of thinking they might be a little. I don't know. The fact that they had like they're casting higher level spells, and she had that like dagger that can return to her hand.
Yeah, but
That's
they're
cool.
they're our allies, man.
Yeah.
I want that.
You're gonna
dagger.
share the treasure with them, right?
Well, that's what I was thinking, like, because I was like, oh, maybe we should just kill these guys and get the treasure. But then I was thinking, like, what if we open the door and there's like some enemy behind the door, and we're like, oh, we should have had some allies for that fight. So that's why I didn't want to get like antagonize them too much.
I was wondering because I was like, I was mapping out the spiders coming, and I was like, are they gonna kill the party members or not? Like, what is this fight gonna look like? And Heralia was, I kept rolling perception checks for her, and she was getting like 3, 4, 3, and then I was like, oh, sorry, Heralia.
Yeah. Well, worked out. Hopefully they're not gonna just opportunistically kill us now.
Who's to say? Who's to say?
We'll find out next
Who
time.
is to say?